Hello, welcome back to Civic Concord, a podcast where we share information, highlight important topics, and hear directly from people involved in town government. My name is Megan Zammuto, and I'm joined today by Dan Pettit, the Director of the Council on Aging here in Concord, and Nicole Saia, the Assistant Director of the Council on Aging in Concord. Hello.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to talk with you today. There's so much going on at the COA, and we're hoping to share about what's happening and how people can get involved. So can you start by sharing the mission of the Concord Council on Aging and who you serve in the community?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Dan Pettit, and I'm the director at the Concord Council on Aging. We are located at 1276 Main Street, and our parking lot is off of Church Street in the Harvey Wheeler Community Center. I'm very fortunate to work alongside 14 other dedicated staff members who work hard every day to provide services for Concord's older adults, their family members, and caretakers as well. Our mission at the Council on Aging is really to provide services and resources for Concord residents 60 and older, and really just to make sure that they remain active, independent, and connected to the community.
And what would you say some of the biggest challenges are facing Concord's older adults today, and how is the COA helping to address that?
I would say one of the biggest challenges is isolation.
Okay.
There are a lot of older adults that have lived in town a really long time, and as they age, their needs evolved and their network also evolves. And so we really strive to provide them supports and services and social outlets to address all aspects of isolation.
And one of the ways that you're doing this, which I know has been shared a lot on your webpage and on social media, and I think is really exciting, is the extension of your hours on Thursday nights. And I think that makes sense. A lot of people are working during the day, older adults, or have other commitments. And this is a really great opportunity for people to connect on Thursday nights. So how, what inspired this change? What do you have going on Thursday nights?
So, we are very excited about our extended hours on Thursday. It is going to be a pilot program. We're waiting to see how what the response is. But as you said, we know that people are busy, that they're either working or caretaking or volunteering, whatever they're doing during the day, to give them a chance to come and see the COA after hours. So we will be open Thursdays starting in October until 7. And we have exercise programs. We have a social group, an LGBT social group that's going to be starting the last Thursday of each month in October, the first one being in October, and then going every last Thursday after that. We have a Mahjong class, and we have Pilates starting up in November. So,
I think before we start to talk even more about all the programs, people might be listening and hearing about something that they might be interested in participating in. How can people find out when, Mahjong classes are starting, or how to get into these groups? Where are the resources so that they can, sign up and put that in their calendar?
So our newsletter is found on our website. You can find it through the town website.
Okay.
It's and list all the programs there. You can also call us. Our number is 978-318-3020.
If folks are not registered with us, they can call and just ask to be added to our database, and then we'll put them in our system, and they can get the newsletter sent to them every month.
So if you're registered, you get the newsletter sent to you?
They have to ask for it.
Oh, okay.
So most people who are registered get the newsletter.
Yeah.
You can get it by mail or by email each
great.
month.
And we are also on Facebook and Instagram.
Wonderful. One thing we started talking about before we started recording was a program, Nicole, that you held the other day about aging in place. Can you talk a little bit about that program, what was discussed, and do you have plans for any other ones?
Sure. So we offered a program earlier this week. It was in the evening, and it was held at the library. And it was meant to be information about how to age in place, with some information about alternatives to aging elsewhere. And it was a geriatric physical therapist, Tammy DeAngelis, and a home modification person, Brian Harvey from Harvey Home Modifications. And then I also presented and did an overview of really everything the COA does to help people who are at home, aging in place, and addressing really every aspect of life and aging, with some information about, what are some alternatives to aging outside of your home, such as assisted living. And Tammy touched on some of the physical needs, and Brian touched on some of the accommodations you can make to address your needs as they evolve. And then I just gave an overview. The COA is there to help with, I always say, every aspect of life, and whatever that need is, from social to emotional to financial. We help a lot of people navigate financial challenges. There are a lot of older adults in town who have lived here a really long time and are on fixed and low incomes. So we help people navigate tax exemptions, and if they're eligible, other public benefits like SNAP benefits, which are food stamps or fuel assistance. So those are other aspects to helping people remain in their homes when it's otherwise challenging. And we also talked about, what else can you bring into your home to get some supports in terms of home care and pre-made meals and the social emotional supports that the Council on Aging offers. So really touched on all aspects of it. And there's so much that the Council on Aging has to offer. And all people have to do is call. Sometimes they even call and say, I don't know what I'm looking for, but this is my situation. And we'll help them understand what's available for them and guide them through it.
Yeah, I think when we're talking about emotional and social connection and support on some of the things you just mentioned, I think probably some of those needs can be met through group conversations, and but probably some of it's private, right? Some of it's probably one-on-one and talking through your situation with someone. What do you offer for one-on-one support?
Yes. So for one-on-one, they can meet with either myself, or we have 2 outreach caseworkers who could be available for, ongoing communication. We don't provide individual therapy, but we make a lot of referrals for folks and help connect them with a therapist. And the town of Concord now has a clinician designated for Concord residents who is available to see them. And we give folks information if they want to self-refer, and otherwise we will refer them and help guide them through the paperwork needed and help communicate to get them set up with an individual therapist.
That's great. We talked about that, and I think we did a podcast in May for Mental Health Awareness Month, and we had the health director and our public health nurse on, and they also mentioned the Concord clinician, and there are still spaces available, and she has capacity, and so we are trying to get the word out however we can about that resource, because it was definitely identified as a need by the community, and we're really fortunate to have some great professionals that we're working with. So could you tell us a little bit about the nursing services available at the COA?
We do have a geriatric health nurse on staff. She works part-time Monday through Wednesday, and she's available for health consults. She runs a weekly blood pressure clinic and can also do consultations around other aspects of health and wellness, including diabetes, and she brings in speakers. So she does her own talks. We try to have at least 2 health and wellness lectures a month. So she's brought in doctors, nutritionists. What else do we have available?
Yeah, we had end-of-life discussions that she had elder care lawyer and also a doctor just speaking about most forms and how to prepare for end-of-life discussions, which was really well attended. And so
we also offer support for folks during medical appointments, where we've trained volunteers to accompany folks to their medical appointments. They meet with them prior to the appointment and talk about their concerns, their questions, and then they take them to the appointment and provide guidance, make sure that they understand what the doctor is saying and what the instructions are, make sure their questions are asked and answered, and then they bring them home and summarize the appointment for them. And that's a great resource.
That's incredible. Yeah. I'm thinking about sometimes when you're getting news from a doctor, you just need someone to take notes,
Right.
just to have a note taker and kind of make sure, did I hear the same thing? If you're getting new information. So especially if people, don't have family nearby or someone to accompany them, what a really valuable service.
It really is.
Yeah, we have some wonderful volunteers who do that and help out at the blood pressure clinic, and we're lucky to have them.
Speaking of folks trying to get to appointments, I think transportation is a big topic here.
Yeah.
And you have, van service. And can you tell us a little bit about that and how people can get connected if they need a ride?
Sure. We provide transportation 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We do ask for 24 hours notice if you're going to be planning for an appointment. We do medical appointments. We also do social appointments if within town. And we also have shopping trips and other social trips that we provide. So it really is, transportation is freedom for most folks. And so as you age and you may not be driving anymore, it's a great resource that the town offers.
So you can call and say you have an appointment this day after, 24 hours, and then you'll get on the schedule and they'll come.
Right. And spaces do fill up, so you want to make sure that as much time as you can, but we do ask for 24 hours beforehand, but yes.
Great.
We find not everyone has their providers in Concord.
Yeah.
And it's another challenge because it costs so much money to hire a driver to take you to a medical appointment. And we have another handful of wonderful volunteers who take people to medical appointments. So if folks are not sure how to get to an appointment in Boston or anywhere really outside of Concord, they can call and ask for that information, and we can try and find them a volunteer.
Oh, great. We talked a little bit about some of the fitness classes that you have. What's kind of on the docket for this fall?
So we have a dance class that just started this last week that was very popular and well attended. We have regular fall prevention classes. We have yoga class offered twice a week. And we have ping pong for a tournament, which actually gets pretty feisty. They get really intense, but they also are very welcoming to newcomers as well. So, but that happens on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And as we said, we're trying some of the new exercise programs in the evening to really target maybe someone who's coming from work or just wants to end their day with some exercise as well.
We're also a nurse arranged for an osteoporosis bone strength class, so that'll be starting in October.
Great. Social dining is a powerful tool against isolation. Can you tell a little bit about the Wednesday lunch program and any other kind of nutrition support that the COA offers?
Sure. So we have a weekly lunch service on Wednesdays. It's at noon. It's $2 for a lunch, which we have many folks turn out for. And I've heard through the seniors themselves that it's a great way for them to connect and be social with each other and really just to be connected. And some of the assisted livings provide special lunches, like we had Newbury Court this week provide lunch, and we did receive money through a grant to provide for additional outside food that we're going to be taking advantage in this next year.
We also help people get some ready-made meals at home, so we can make referrals to the Meals on Wheels program, which is a hot meal delivered every day around lunchtime during the weekdays. And we partner with Open Table, who has a Healthy Helpings meal program where they make these fresh, heart-healthy meals and freeze them. And then we have a list of recipients who get them, and they're delivered to our office twice a month. And if folks can't get out to pick them up, we can get them to the folks. It is the food pantry, but it's really open to anyone who is struggling to make healthy meals, get out and get shopping, get their groceries. So if anyone is wondering if that program's for them or they're hesitant to use it, I'd welcome them to give me a call and we can talk about it.
Oh, that's helpful. I think earlier you mentioned caregiver support, and I'm curious how the COA supports family caregivers in Concord, and what resources or support groups have you seen that make the biggest difference?
we have a monthly caregiver support group, and it's open to anyone in town who is 60 and older and a caregiver, or anyone who is a caregiver for a Concord resident who's 60 and older.
Okay.
And if they're interested in talking about attending that group, they can reach out to me. It's the last Tuesday of every month. That group is always well attended. And we can also provide individual support through our outreach caseworkers. And we can provide resources for, various aspects of caregiving, such as adult day health or hiring a companion or a caregiver for their loved one. And then we can also make referrals to outside agencies that provide other various supports for caregiving. And we do have a program starting in October through Minuteman Senior Services. It's called Powerful Tools for Caregivers.
Okay.
And it's a 6-week program and providing more resources and guidance for folks who are caregiving.
Great. Well, and kind of wrapping up here, I'd love to give you each an opportunity to say, what's one thing you wish more Concord residents knew about the COA? What's your elevator pitch here?
Yeah. That we're a resource for Concord residents 60 and older. And as Nicole said, even for family members and caretakers of residents who are 60 and older. And what I would like to say is that, as I said in the intro, is that we have such a great team of dedicated staff members that work with their whole heart, and we're really there to be a resource in any way that we can.
Great.
And I would reiterate that. I would just really encourage people to call us and use us. Our services are free. They're confidential. We'll talk with you. We'll talk with your family members about services. We won't share any information about you without permission, but we will pretty much do anything we can to give you support and get you connected to what you need.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And I think if you're listening to this, hopefully, and you've been thinking about stopping in, hopefully this motivates you to give them a call, get the newsletter, participate, meet some of your neighbors. And I think we all look forward to meeting you over at the COA.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.